Do you have random moments of blind hatred toward Eric Burns, and do you kind of want to throw a home plate at him? Do you have nightmares of Jeremy Giambi not sliding? Did you spend many hours in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2006 crying yourself to sleep? Do you want to punch the wolf in the kisser? You might be an A's fan. I was only 2 when the A's last won the World Series in 1989, so I obviously wasn't paying attention back then. I did go to some Major League Baseball games when I was little before we moved to Hawaii, mostly Mariners games. But I was really young, mostly got bored, and had to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes just to go away. I only started paying attention when I outgrew my I hate sports because that's all my brothers and dad watch on TV, and I want to watch Nickelodeon, damn it, phase. But I started paying attention in junior high, so my first big letdown as an A's fan was the 2000 ALDS. I was sad for the Mariners, too. I sort of liked the Mariners because I must have loved the Kingdome bathroom or something, considering that's all I ever saw there. Or I might be a masochist. Or I might just have a fascination with Ichiro's sleeve. But when I was a child, I had a crush on Tino Martinez, so that might be it too. Of course, the only reason I liked him was because he had a cool name, but we can't expect much depth from little kids. But I first really paid attention during the 2001 season, and I experienced my first crying over baseball moment that postseason against the Yankees. I must have missed that famous scene in A League of Their Own where Tom Hanks warned against that. I was probably confused. Little Michelle was watching the movie and was like, oh, it's baseball. I probably should just go to the bathroom so I don't have to watch it. But, I'm sure everyone really remembers that, we went up 2-0 and then lost 3 in a row after that. We remember Jeremy Giambi not sliding, the devil incarnate Derek Jeter, and that stupid play he made. My only consolation that postseason was Luis Gonzalez, who I think should be canonized immediately for giving Mariano Rivera the blown save and winning the World Series for the Diamondbacks. 2002 didn't bother me as much because the Twins beat the A's and, they're not too bad. 2003 made me want to make my own gestures to Derek Lowe and made me want to punch Eric Burns in the face. Baseball coaches should show the 2003 ALDS, particularly Eric Burns and Miguel Tejada, to their young baseball players to show them how to not run bases. 2006 was pretty terrible too because we got swept by the Tigers after we finally made it past the first round. But, I just wanted to cry. I barricaded myself in my dorm room because it was sophomore year of college. I wept, and I stuffed my face with knockoff cereal and pasta. You could call it comfort food, but it's also all I could afford. Another thing that induces me to tears is all of our players leaving. Hudson and Muller getting traded within a few days of each other in 2004. Hudson was my favorite, and that was a really hard time for me. But then when Muller got traded a few days later, I went to my high school retail job and threw money back at the customers because they were happily living their lives and mine had just been devastated. The worst part is that I have to root for the Braves sometimes now because that's where Huddy is and I still like him. But you get used to the players leaving. You learn to not get attached to players just like you can't get attached to boyfriends. Because they'll just up and leave when a more attractive offer comes up, or someone more attractive just snags them up out of the blue. We've seen Mark Ellis, Scott Hatterberg, Barry Zito, Miguel Tejada, Dan Herron, Houston Street, Ramon Hernandez, and everyone else leave. But I made the mistake of getting attached to Mark Ellis because he'd been around forever. It was devastation for weeks when he got traded after that. I made the best tribute I could think of, making him my Facebook profile picture. But there have been some really good moments as an A's fan. The 20-game win streak in 2002. Seeing Miguel Tejada hand Mariano Rivera a blown save in person back in 2003. I got to see all 3 of the big 3 pitch. I saw Barry Zito a bunch of times before he kind of sucked. But I did see the A's win 1 playoff series in the 2000s. I mean, on TV and just in my dorm room on my crappy 12-inch TV. But, 1-for-5 record in the playoffs in the 2000s, that's not terrible, right? Of course, we also got to see Bobby Kielty's hair. Dallas Braden being a good pitcher randomly for a day, but that was mostly great because it shut up A-Rod. The fact that Barry Zito actually sucked after he left when most of the people who left ended up being a lot better. I always felt sorry for him, though, because I missed that lovable weirdo. I guess our only consolation at the moment with how bad we are is that at least we're not the Mariners, and at least Eric Burns doesn't play for us anymore.